this is nothing like I expected in the least bit. I don't even know what I was expecting because what happened completely overtook previous thoughts prior to PAX. So it's like PAX, this wonderful, magical place where mystery and magic combine together to make for a wonderful experience. Nothing like that.
Wait, Magic the Gathering?
Like, that was there. But it was more of like magical mystery tour. That's what I was picturing.
Oh, okay.
Like a crazy ride. Not it. Not it at all.
It wasn't a crazy ride?
It was crazy. The part I'm referring to, all right, is the pre-PAX thoughts, which is like, everything is going to go exactly as planned. This is going to be perfect. No. It's all fly by the seat of your pants.
Because there's so much shit going on.
There's
so fucking busy.
And even when there's nothing going on, every time we like sat down to just take a breather, it's like, something's happening. We are missing it right now. Nothing was happening.
We should be in a convention or
I was like, we should be over here
right now.
or over here. Did not happen at all. It was just so. Well, that'll be great for tomorrow though, when you're just able to go there and be like, okay, this is a breather. We can take it. So, so of course, media. We're not normies. Okay, normies referring to people who actually pay for stuff these days. So we got to get in. What was it? Well, it was technically an hour early. Traffic made it a half hour early, but we got to go in there and hit up some of the booths beforehand. The first one we went to Gamewisp, which is essentially
cloud storage.
Yeah, cloud storage and sharing.
To start with games, they're starting with, but they would like to expand to anything you want to put on their cloud storage.
Everything.
I've been thinking about that. Like, do they start running into the same issues that any type of torrent service has these days? Well, I have this movie. I legally have a digital copy. I will share it.
Yeah. I don't think that's what it was. I think it was more of a...
I'll change it to a .txt extension.
No, yeah,
it's just
right.
a text file.
Yeah, you're right.
Quote, unquote. I don't know if they'd run into that issue, but I love the idea of actually being able to steal someone's save game because I don't want to take the time to do it.
Yeah, that was definitely something that was up there for me to like, if you don't have a ton of time to play fucking Elder Scrolls... And you want to play a max level mage, you can just, one of your buddies can send them their max level mage so you can try it out.
Remember when you had that buddy that actually had the profile on GoldenEye that was 007? And you wanted that because it had everything unlocked? That's like a perfect example. I don't want to take the time to actually do all these missions in under 60 seconds when you clearly need 2 minutes to do it. Like, what's the mission in the silo? You know what I'm talking about?
Soul that I can't.
You're like in the silo and you have to like keep going up these different levels and like moving through parts.
Yeah.
And you have I think a 5-minute time limit, and it's almost impossible to do. It's like, I don't want to take the time to do this. Just give it to me.
Just
so that's why I love the idea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I actually was able to do it, so just send me the save file. And that would be great, especially if you could start fractioning the saves. If they had a way to do that, so you could just like, I just want a piece of your save to append to my save game.
That's Dura Future, apparently.
Regardless,
regardless,
they got a good thing growing.
Yeah, it seems like. I mean, Billy, our producer, brought up
Billy Combs,
the fact that his Angry Birds games were lost when he changed phone. It
happened to me.
The levels were lost when he changed his phones. But even this service, you could upload your Angry Birds.
Yeah. That's what they're hoping to move to. Right now, I think they said just PC, Max, Linux, or just PC? Yeah. Just PC. They're working on Mac and Linux, and they want to move to mobile.
Didn't that guy make a joke about we were like the fifth person to ask him about Angry Bird
Birds,
levels or something like that?
No, seriously.
Apparently that's a big deal. Well, people are losing their fucking Angry Birds when they move to a different phone, and they're not going to put in an extra 3 hours to get 3 stars on...
Like 10 hours.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck it was. I only played through the first set, so I don't know. But I know what you mean, for sure.
I don't get that, but I like the game.
It's a fun game.
Yeah,
I
found it addicting for like a week, and then I was like, meh.
It was more of a thing that I played in the bathroom at work. When I was dropping deucers, I was just like, I'm going to play a little bit of Angry Birds, I think, and maybe pass a few levels.
Oh, shit, I forgot the sound was on. The dude's taking a piss next to me going, huh? What?
Oh, no, I was smart. I always keep the sound off.
Oh,
definitely know what you're saying.
Dude's like, dude, I can tell just from the sound you fired it at the wrong angle. Fuck. Slide the phone underneath. Dude, do this level for me. Wash your hands. It's like the worst thing in the world when you're in there taking a crap at work, and there's like people right in the thing next to you, and you can almost tell because you've seen the person enough and you know who they are, and you can tell just by their shoes who they are, and you're like, please just wash your hands, and they don't, and you're just like, you son of a bitch. I have to pretend, I have to keep this secret for you, and pretend I don't care that we're sharing the same mutual pizza brought out from a meeting. And you're grabbing on my piece of pizza with your cock hands.
There was
for fuck's sake.
There was a Facebook status. It's like, it should be obvious by the shoes and the pants on the floor that there's somebody in the stall. It's not necessary to peek through the crack and make eye contact with them. Thank you, strange cleaning lady.
But is it weird that I try to make eye contact when I'm sitting on the toilet? I'm just like, dude, this kid's gonna look at it. I want to make eye contact.
Dude, that'd
to
be
really creep him out, and then like lick my lips like real quick. He's like,
dude,
oh shit.
Somebody did a stand up with that. Fucking like, can you imagine looking under the stall and at the same time you catch eyes with the other person looking under the stall? It's gotta be the most awkward situation in the world. You're just both dropping deucers, looking at each other in the eyes. Not something you want to be doing with any dude ever.
Yeah, but it makes for a great story.
Yeah, true.
No, but seriously, it's even worse though when they're like, I'm not gonna wash my hands. I'm just gonna run them under the dryer to make it look like I washed my hands. You're going out of your way to do this.
Yeah.
Just wash your fucking hands.
Yeah, if you're gonna take the time,
you don't need soap. Just rinse, because your wiener should be clean enough after washing it the night before or that morning that you just gotta rinse them off.
Whoa! If they're not washing their hands, what makes you think they're washing their wieners?
I mean, I guess that's a fair point, but you wouldn't know that if they just ran their hands under the water. If they just said, okay, I'm just going to put my hands under the water and then dry them off.
Yeah, like,
that's all I do. I don't soap every time.
Yeah, I'm going to fake washing my hands. I'm going to run it under the water and dry my hands. It's like, oh, okay, but it's like I'm going to fake washing my hands. I'm just going to dry them. It's like, that's not faking at all.
They hit it down to get the water to start coming out, and then they run their hands under and walk out. It's like, you just went out of your way to not wash your hands.
Yeah, when you could just take the same amount of time.
Amount of times to wash your hands, and then clearly, what you need to do, wash your dick. Let me smell your dick. I can't do it right now. I can't do the voice. Too hoarse, of course. Oh shit. But from Gamewisp, moved over to forget the name of the company.
Somebody should
which
probably
pisses
find
me
it.
off.
It's they're doing gaming tournaments. Does somebody have the card real quick so we can bring this up?
Yeah, I do have the card because I'm just being a fucking.
All right, so I'll just go ahead before we come up with that name. That they're looking to do gaming tournaments similar to MLG, but more of anybody can get into a tournament.
And completely separate of. I mean, they do sponsor gamers, so I'm sure they do it, but. They said one of their biggest questions, I guess, was like, "Oh, is this MLG whatever? Like, can I get MLG cred?" Yeah. I guess essentially, it's like you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't just walk onto an NFL team and be like, "Yeah, I'm your new running back, bitch." Yeah. Like that doesn't happen. It's like, did you go to college? What knowledge do you have of the game? You're completely not athletic. You've been cultivating too much mass. That's just the shit that happens. So I can definitely understand that, and I think I mentioned to him. It's an industry that needs competition. If it's just MLG...
Well, the thing is, like, how many times in real life have you seen an MLG tournament that you could have gone and watched or you could have gone and participated in?
How many times have I seen a gaming tournament that isn't just MLG? You don't see them. Exactly. They rarely happen. You have to, like, really look for them.
And then travel out there and get to them. Where this place they're talking about gaming tournaments everywhere, and it's more of a smaller thing. They're
starting in New York, but, I mean, it's a great place to start. There's a lot of fucking people there, so... That kind of helps, but I mean, essentially, just I can just start making tournaments. You can gain the experience of being part of a tournament, which helps too.
And you don't need to, like, I did great in the tournament, so now I'm part of the MLG. No, you got tournament experience, and you won that tournament for a different league, basically. Like, just be happy with it. You don't need to be in the MLG to be happy with your gaming
and now you're part of this community too that you can then meet these people on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. Go play games together. If you want to get if you have to do MLG.
Or you're like looking to get more competitive. You're meeting competitive gamers through this system, whether it's MLG related or not. Yeah. It's just a good idea.
That's a fact.
You can always have more of anything. You don't, basically MLG is monopolizing
Well, they're
tournaments
not,
right now.
there's just nothing else out there.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they're the only ones.
You
so
need competition.
Anything.
That's
really.
why Madden sucks
10
dick.
people could fucking pop up right now.
I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah,
fact.
Dude, look at fucking 2K. Once again, I've brought it up 1,000 times, but 2K was a great fucking game, and they put Madden in their place, basically.
Yeah, and-
oh, we're gonna buy the NFL
Yeah.
rights now
Yeah.
because we're sick of you guys putting us in our place. It's
Yeah,
basically
and
what they did.
NBA is their NBA 2K series blows ass because there's no competition for it. There's just no one else is competing in the market, so why do I have to put effort into it?
You know, that was like at one point we were just walking the floor, and I was like, you know what is like really weird? There was nothing Star Wars, which isn't weird because Disney just acquired them, so they probably have like no want, need, or desire to go to something like PAX. But did you also notice that there was nothing EA?
Well, that's 'cause
I
it's
don't
small.
think EA
I think
needs to
it's
gain
small.
any clout with the
Yeah.
gaming community because people definitely would just go shit in their like take a shit in their booth.
Yeah, like there was obviously like there wasn't a booth for 343, but there was Halo 4.
It was just free play.
There was no COD
Actually,
whatsoever.
There was Army of. I saw at least one sign for
That was
the
for,
new
like,
Army of 2.
A Plantron, those headsets or gaming.
Yeah,
keyboards.
Skull Candy was doing like
Yeah,
a.
still candy.
Yeah, but still, it's at least there. Like I don't know, EA I think is at the point where they're just like, I am above this.
Well, I mean, and PAX is more indie developers. Obviously, we all know that. So, I mean, you can't look for the.
I mean,
biggest
yeah,
fucking
League of
developers
Legends
there.
is huge, but Riot,
But they're a
like,
free-to-play
Riot-
game, so-
Riot Games isn't a household name. If
Yeah.
you say Electronic Arts, oh, blah,
Yeah.
Madden, The Sims. That's really about it. But they pretty much built an empire on those things alone. Where'd we? After that was Breach and Clear.
Very cool game.
Yeah,
Tablet game.
very
Any
great like turn-based style strategy.
anybody
Really
that
just-
enjoyed the old
SWAT games.
old SWAT and Rainbow Six. Like I don't like to make that comparison, but they did a great job not revamping it, but
Giving it like a new.
giving it new life.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely more of a strategy game. It's top down. Minimal graphics. It's for a tablet, so I mean,
there's
don't
also
expect
some
anything.
Yeah.
there's also an isometric view that you can use.
Oh,
So
definitely.
Yeah.
So there's a couple different views, whatever gets you the best angle.
It's
But
very
basically,
crisp for
the whole game is just basically you have a squad of what, 4? Was
it's
it?
four.
Four
yeah.
guys.
And you set positions for them to move to.
You
or
can
breach.
split them up any way you want.
Yeah, and you want to put them behind cover to take out the bad guys in whatever scenario, and you're looking at this.
And it seems like they're going to use a decent free to play model.
Mm-hmm.
Decent. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say great, but as far as I understand it, is you can just buy a maxed out unit, or you can use a unit to just play through normally.
Yeah, because there was like you could
If you
pick
use
the
if you
seals,
use the,
and then
if
there
you
was
use the
another
Canadian team, they were already like maxed out.
I don't think that was like you pay for it though. I thought that was a default.
Oh, really?
No,
one.
I
I
thought,
think I think that was a default just for the display. Just
yeah, I think
so you
only
could
for
do
the
it
display.
easier.
It was a they have premium content, which is essentially, I think the Canadian Forces was showing that premium content. Like, you can just go buy this maxed out unit if you don't want to level it up and you just want to play the game.
Yeah.
But you can also, yeah, go ahead and fact check it. Go ahead.
Breach
Go
and
ahead.
clear.
Breach and clear.
And that
Just do,
wasn't-
breach and clear free to play system.
Yeah.
Also, this entire game was made in what, 9
9
months?
months.
Yeah, that guy.
And it was on like one developer. They said, or one
Dude,
one coder. Like it's basically this guy. He's
You-
he's working his tits off to bring you guys a great game, and it's just like, holy shit, he made this in 9 months. Is a
Literally, we saw him, no tits.
You could
Yeah,
literally tell.
worked him right off. He worked those tits off.
I said, holy shit, no nipples on your chest? Like, dude, work my tits off.
You could
Nice.
literally tell just by looking at him because the guy was like, "Yeah, it was that guy over there," and we turned around. The guy was like, "I'm so fucking."
Yeah, he's like,
tired."
I don't know where I
He's
am
like,
right now.
sorry guys, I just gotta have a 9-hour coding session.
yeah. A former-
But then, Doug, weren't you saying that there was like a guy that used to
Yeah, I was
work
gonna
for
bring that up.
Infinity War?
That was Billy. Billy's
right.
just the name
All
dropping.
right, I'm gonna throw it up there. Basically, one of the creators of this game, or one of the people behind this game, is somebody from Infinity Ward, and
Name?
it was
last name Boeing, former
Boeing.
creative director.
last name Boeing, former creative director, or
Yeah.
P Diddy Billy knows.
P. Diddy Billy.
P Diddy Bills,
Oh, we already changed it.
whatever the fuck we
P.
want to
Diddy
say.
Billy. P. Billy Combs, son.
But yeah, apparently he was the one that introduced bringing from like an old World War II aspect or World War I aspect of combat to the modern warfare of Call of Duty.
He was pretty much the guy in the meeting room that's like, should we do something besides World War II? He was just like, you know what, Phil? Shut up. I've been doing World War II and it works. And then they made Modern Warfare and it was amazing.
And then they tried Vietnam and like, this is awful.
Yeah, what was the game they made?
These games are worse than being
Did they make a Vietnam one?
Well, no,
Black Ops?
That wasn't. No, was it?
Black
I
Ops
thought there
is
was
great,
one
yeah.
before Black Ops.
Battlefield Bad Company
No.
2. No, they had
No.
Battlefield Vietnam.
No, there was a Battlefield Vietnam,
They
and
also
it was
had
terrible.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, which was a DLC.
Yeah,
Which was
bad.
essentially just Battlefield
It was
Vietnam.
bad.
But anyways, Breach and Clear. Apparently, some big names behind it. They've created it all in 9 months,
It's
and
great.
we all
was
played
fun.
the demo, all of us, and it's just a great strategy game, something that you can play anywhere.
And
That's the
Pat
thing.
lost.
I fucking lost. I think Tommy lost. Tommy, did you
No,
lose?
I won.
Tommy
I won.
cleared, Dougy cleared, and me and Bill lost.
Yeah. 'cause
Two
those
men
guys
had
were
to
pretty
die
cool.
for their country for me to succeed, but it worked out.
It was
Well,
worth
no,
it.
I had made a comment that I love those Rainbow Six games, and I just made a comment that I read like the Tom Clancy books. So when I was doing it, I was like, no, this guy's gonna kick the door in, flashbang it. That guy's gonna move
Yeah, it
up,
was
cover
a
the
little
door
bit
behind him, and then the guy was
doesn't quite
like,
work like that.
yeah, here's that patch.
Yeah. That is like and that's the thing is they don't make you have to do any of it. It's just okay, here's your cone of fire. You cover this hallway, you destroy everything in this hallway,
field
like,
of view. Yeah, it was awesome. It lets you set like your field of view once you're
Once you get a move.
once your person ran to that spot.
Yeah, turn-based.
Spectrum Warrior.
Yeah.
Full
Kinda
Spectrum
good.
Warrior. That's the game I was
because-
trying to think of. That's the one for the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
you had a
basically
squad of
all
four.
of just controlling the squad. It was not a first person
Yeah.
thing at all, but it was very like that,
Yeah.
except that it was top down.
And then once you got to the end, it told you like how many moves you did it in, how many guys were wounded, critical wounded.
So you
know,
can
stuff
keep
like
improving
that.
your skill and see how good you did.
Specialties
It was a
lost.
cool ass game. And what we saw in the demo was 2 zones
I
total.
only saw
There was
one.
2 levels to play.
2
there was
levels.
like
I played
Kabul.
one.
But then he said that there would be
I went to Turkey because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get those Turkish bastards.
there was Turkey and
Bastards.
Kabul or Kabul.
Kabul,
Whatever.
or
Kabul.
however you
Or
say it.
Afghanistan or something.
Whatever it is. There was those 2, and there was just one mission for each. But apparently, there's going to be 4 different zones with 4 playable maps in each. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
what he said. So
There's,
it's going to
I'm
be.
sure there's going to be plenty, and with a free-to-play model, they should.
Dude,
be
how can you
constantly
lose with that?
releasing-
It's just like seriously, we played it. If that was the same free-to-play model, you could play that 1,000 times at your house by yourself and never get bored of it. It's a fun ass game. You
But
don't even need to buy
speaking-
upgrades.
Speaking of free-to-play, which we have done many times, we happen to be following the Twitter machine and going, "Oh shit, Cliffy B is going to destroy out Duval Magic, aka Randy Pitchford." Got to go see it. A little late, so I think we missed Cliffy B because he probably spoke.
He probably said something beforehand.
Yeah,
But.
well, he's badass. He's awesome. He's a man. But I think what Randy Pitchford straight up said, it is a shit model. I think.
No,
I think he
no.
mentioned it can be done correctly, but for the most part,
Yeah.
free to play
No.
is a dirty
All right,
word.
I'm gonna tell you. He didn't say free to play was a dirty word. It was the model that if you can get 999 gems for $99, isn't that a good deal? And it gets you hooked into getting better, like a tobacco company. That's exactly what he said. But where his, or not even a free to play or whatever, he's talking about giving content that is worth more than what you pay
Right,
for.
exactly. But I think what he was saying is that you essentially play the game and you're like, oh man, I'm kind of hooked. I really like this game. And then it's now spend money, you fuck.
Right.
Like that's
Well, yeah,
essentially what it
he was
is.
looking down on
And
those,
then-
definitely
and then-
on those developers for being like, we're trying to extract money from you because we want to,
Right,
we
and
want
that's-
it, we want to get you to make mistakes by spending money on this game. Basically, that's exactly what
We
he
want
said.
you to make poor life decisions
Yeah.
that we profit from.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. And he's like,
But no,
and that's not the right way to do it.
That's absolutely true. And anytime you play a game where you put so much time into it, you feel as though you have just gotten a great deal. You go like, dude, I just basically ripped those guys off of their $60. They don't even realize. Like, that's the feeling you should have, is that you way undercharged me for this product. And
that's what he said. That's what he
Gearbox
said.
has delivered. Duke Nukem Forever, it did have a 14-year development cycle, a little bit fucking different, but it's hard to screw up Duke Nukem. I mean, as long as you're giving great, memorable quotes,
Yeah.
who the fuck cares?
Well,
It's Duke
they,
Nukem.
They just came in at the end to save it. Like, that was 3D Realms game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually talked to. It was Randy
we talked to him.
Pitchford, right?
Yeah, we talked to him after.
We talked to him about it, and he said we bought Duke Nukem not just to put Duke Forever out. It was to buy
Which-
the actual IP,
which
which is
is
awesome.
great.
Which
I
means they're
can't
gonna
wait.
do more with it. It's not like, oh, Duke Nukem Forever, we bought it so that we could put that out so that it would finally be out. No, so they could get that out and then improve on the series and keep moving.
Now, although we are the greatest ever, we do need to mention that P. Billy Combs, the producer, has completely fucked us. But only for like a short period of window.
By forgetting his
Short period of window
Jackrabbit.
is exactly what I meant to said. Jesus Christ.
Too many brews at the after party.
Yeah.
At
Too
the
many
Catalina fucking wine mixer.
All right. Pow! All right. So, anyways, we had a shareware version of Jazz Jackrabbit that Billy was supposed to bring. Now, I even told Billy, quote, "Call me before you leave, and I will remind you to get it." So he doesn't. He forgets it. And Cliffy B actually looked disappointed to not see
No.
this.
Literally, he did.
He
really
actually looked
hold
sad.
on.
Like, I saw tears.
Cliffy
And
B's
I wanted to-
reaction. Cliffy B's reaction to when Billy said, "I have a copy of Jazz Jacker," was literally,
Jazz Jacker,
"Get the
share
fuck out!
Yeah, get the fuck out
Get
of
the
here.
fuck out!" He's
And
like,
he
"Swear
said,
to
I
God."
love creating games for free, and then other people making money off of it. Because
Yeah,
that's
well,
basically how Billy got the copy. He had to buy it from somebody.
He bought it because it was a shareware disc. Who made the shareware disc, though?
The Wiz.
The Wiz. All right. Now they're not around. I wonder why. But yeah. Anyways, so it was like it was just a shareware of the game that we had that barely ran because that was computers back in the day. No one knew what a Pentium was. But yeah. Essentially, he made the game. Someone else is out there profiting off the selling the shareware, which is fucking hilarious.
And also, he's apparently super nostalgic about it because we were like, "Oh, we wanted to bring a copy of Jazz Jackrabbit." He's like, "You tweet me and bring that copy of Jazz Jackrabbit, and I'll meet you anywhere in Boston to sign it." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit!"
I'm
All
here
right,
till Tuesday. I'm like,
yeah, trying to think of a way to get Jazz Jackrabbit down here.
I would just like to let you know I'll make an extra trip on Monday to drive back out to get it signed. After,
Dude, honestly, it'd be worth it because it'd be like a sit down somewhere with Cliffy B to get him to sign that shit. He's not just gonna be like, "Oh, hey, meet me at the PAX Hall real quick outside the doors."
maybe in this back alley.
I mean, I know that's what all you guys would prefer.
Yeah.
to
Back
meet.
alley. No, back alley meetings is where business happens. There's business and then there's business. All right.
Just made me close my eyes and suck it out of a tube.
Yeah.
Suck it
Suck
out of
this
a tube, huh?
autograph out of my tube. All right. That can't be dirty.
It is free to play, and it's bowling, not Boeing. Sorry.
What is it?
Bowling.
Oh, this is the breach and clear.
Look at you trying to name drop, fuck it up. Now we just look like
No,
jackasses.
that's fine. You guys can look it up now because we just corrected ourselves.
Yeah.
Bowling?
That is why we
Bowling.
have invented fact checking.
It's
back
going to
in
be
the-
part of our podcast from now on. We're going to fact check and we're going to say, you fact check.
fact checking back in 1977.
Do you want me to fact check that?
Yeah, dude, that'd be a bad idea. Don't
No.
fact check that because that's not true.
Don't fact check that.
All right, yeah. Then we took a move on down to Dougy. Do you have the cards in a
Well,
row here?
there's quite a bit that we moved on to though, because they were all like jam packed
shit.
into that corner.
All right, yeah. The
Well, I
next.
think once we
the next
got
one was
off
a retro
the
place, wasn't it?
once we got off the breach and clear, I think that's when they opened the floodgates.
Yeah,
No, that wasn't it. It was
once-
when we were playing that space game.
Yeah, that's right. That's
What's
right.
it?
We
The
moved
God
on to complex.
No, that wasn't it.
I just keep thinking God complex. Where the fuck?
I don't
is
know.
this
All right,
card?
I'm just gonna throw it there. I don't understand the name. It's an
God
absolutely fun
Factory?
game. We played it. They said it.
Was
Yeah,
it
God
God
Factory.
Factory?
Yeah. And we walked up there like, oh, there's 4 of you. That's great because this is a 2v2 game. We sit down there. All right, so basically,
We're playing, having fun.
yeah, we'll throw it out there. You sit down and you pick 2 ships. It kind of reminded me of Star Fox 64 to be
Yeah.
honest, but like a more free roam type thing.
Yeah.
It was very wide open.
But what you do is you get these 2 ships, and then you can dock back in your hangar to switch between ships and save them, and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, you
And
just...
have them fixed.
Yeah, you
that was
just...
the big thing, is that you could
Yeah,
swap
you could
ships,
repair them so that you...
get one fixed and take the other one.
And get more ammo
Yeah.
and different things for your guns. But basically, every ship had its different uniqueness. It was either fast and not strong, or strong and fucking slow. Or
Yeah,
had...
there was definitely a balance. I don't know
It was
what
all
the
a
heat
balance game.
was.
You could build your own. Ship.
You could, yeah, and you could also
Which
build
Billy
your own.
did.
I didn't do it. I thought
Billy
we were
did.
trying to fucking rush it.
I thought I had, and then it didn't save,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, now I have to go do it. Then the game crashed.
Yeah, Doug did, and then the
Once
game.
we got
happened.
past that, but no, it was actually a lot of fun.
It was a fun game.
It was
It-
nine dots studios or nine dots.
Are those guys American? They did not seem American.
Well, the one kid was German, I think.
Yeah, one of them was definitely like.
I was picking up an
Germans.
accent, but I didn't know what it was.
Germans.
I couldn't really
The
understand,
Germans.
but yeah, I don't know. It was an absolutely
It was
fun
very
game.
fun.
It was it reminds me of Star Fox 64.
Yeah,
When
it
you're
took
just like you're in like
it
a
took a while to get
fighter,
used to,
a jet fighter, like
Well, there
fighting
was-
against somebody else, and you're doing
Yeah,
like
it was
a whole bunch
dog
of dog fighting.
It wasn't
Perfect.
supposed to be because there's actually the objective
Yeah.
of destroying the other ship. I just wanted to take you guys down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
sole purpose was to kill you guys.
Apparently, there's a whole bunch of objectives on the enemy ship that you could take out to
felt-
win, but we just decided we were going to take each other out.
I
We were
felt
just
bad
dogfighting.
because the guy was like, "No, you're gonna want to shoot that part of the ship," and I was like, "No, Doug's over there."
Yeah, Doug's there and Billy's there, so we're going to shoot.
They kept trying to rein me into that, and I was like,
I see shit flying around. I'm gonna shoot
Yeah.
it. But yeah, so we finally go. All right, this is sweet. And then, like, I got up, turned around, and it was just mobs of people.
Yeah.
And-
Like literally packed. Like this, and this is literally from like we walked up to every single booth prior to this and just started talking to the developer. Sat down if we wanted to and played the game. It wasn't a big deal.
We literally started in a corner and hit every booth on the way out. I think we got 5 booths down, and it
Yeah.
was just like,
And then bam.
then the little like goddamn normies in.
God damn.
we did what we
muggles.
could.
Normies.
We did what we could.
Normies.
But it was absolutely. It was like if you wanted to go to Ubisoft's like Watchdog, massive line for that.
Yeah, there was a massive line for Diablo 3. I was like, you have got to be butt fucking.
Considering it's been out for
That is
literally
retarded.
over a year.
Yeah.
It's
been over a year.
And I know
there's
that-
been,
No, it's because
new
it's-
content since it's come
It's
out.
no, they had their DLC. I think they had their first big DLC come
Oh
out.
my god, did
I
they?
think that's
I
why.
still don't give a shit.
Yep. Well,
Anyways,
dude,
yeah.
you're preaching to the choir. I never played the fucking game. I didn't need to.
I had fun with the game, but the only reason that I even
Yeah,
got
but
it was
12
because
hours
I
later
bought
it was
a year subscription to WoW and they gave me the game. That was literally it. It's like, oh, you're gonna play WoW for another year? We're gonna give you another
I think.
game. Which sucks because I haven't played for the last 3
I-
months.
yeah,
But
I did neither of those
Yeah.
things. I played for 15 hours of Diablo, played another 3 months of WoW, and said bye bye.
Yeah.
I think during the wee
happens.
hours of the morning, we're gonna have to sabotage the League of Legends.
Dude,
That was like the
dude,
biggest
it's-
pain in the
it-
ass. That was
it was
like
like a
100.
hive mind. Honestly,
It was
like everybody's just, like,
150
fucking
people
going
just
crazy
standing
over this.
around just because they might get a free skin or something.
And hey, it's at a concert. At a concert, it's completely different. It's like you have this product that I cannot get anywhere else. I can watch League of Legends on Twitch TV or any other streaming site.
Dude, not
I can
even-
watch a YouTube video. I can go play it. Like if you could play like your favorite band's music, like you would just go play it. That's
No,
why,
no, no.
that's why you
I mean,
play Rock
as a
Band.
band, though. I mean, it wouldn't like
Yeah,
you can play a
no,
CD
right.
of your fucking favorite band.
No, but
anytime,
even if you could actually like sit down and
Yeah.
do something like Guitar Hero and you play it, you'll end up doing it because it's like I can just. There's an experience with a live show where you're just like, dude, there's just like energy and like these people. It was like Anti-Flag was on stage trying to get them to march against Washington.
and they were fucking
was
pumped about
ridiculous.
it, and it was never
Like,
nothing.
everybody's
They weren't even
jumping.
showing gameplay.
I couldn't
I
even
don't
hear what they
even
were
think.
saying.
I don't even think I saw them hand anything out.
No,
I think
nothing.
this guy was like, "This chick over here wants something," and everybody go fucking nuts, and then they didn't do anything.
It's like really?
It's like
'Cause they're
let
just
me
saying-
hear it for what?
Yeah, for what?
Jesus,
for League of Legends that's been out for years? It's the
Yeah.
exact same fucking game. What are you getting excited
Yeah, how about instead of getting
that's-
all your crowd pumped up, you tell them to stop being fucking assholes?
Yeah, you tell your fucking consumer base to start being nice to the people
Yeah.
that don't know how to play the game.
Yeah, not being fucking cock knockers.
That's
For
that's
fuck's
just
sake.
like that's literally a whole corner of the expo hall we can just avoid.
Yeah,
because there's
but you
no-
almost can't
it-
avoid it because there's like overflow, and they have to have people come over like, move along, sir.
Yeah.
Like they have to like, move people out of the way of League of Legends. I was like, no, I just want to stand here like and just soak in the fact that these people are fucking pathetic.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
I don't know how you could just spend hours looking at those people. I don't know what they were doing. They literally weren't even playing League of Legends. I don't know what they were
I
doing
noticed
on
off to the
stage.
sides they had TVs that was showing League of Legends, but
Or like on the sides that weren't even facing
you
the stage,
unveiling
there
a
were
new character?
actual people playing League of Legends, which is fine. But none of the people in the crowd could see that.
are you unveiling new characters?
No.
Are
Maybe.
you unveiling
Maybe they
new
were.
levels?
Maybe they
Are
were.
are you unveiling your new game? Because
Maybe
this
they
one's
were.
been out
I
way
think
too
it
long?
was-
But we don't know because they didn't say any of that.
Yeah.
But
That
people were
was-
just pumped about nothing.
Paying attention.
Yeah, but to be honest, there definitely was a lot of like grocery store talk, which was like that's it. Like, wait, what aisle is the cheese on? Like, wait, what aisle do I need to avoid because they dropped tomato sauce? Like, that's essentially what was going on. It just seemed freaking awful. Didn't it? Didn't it look like they should have been moshing, not freaking like cheering for like nothing?
It was a like when you first saw it, you were like,
drones, bro. They're just drones.
when you first saw it, you were like, holy shit, like they're doing some shit over there. And then you got closer and you realized it was just like 4 dudes sitting behind a computer, and it was like,
It's like,
oh
yeah,
wow,
holy
that
shit.
guy's sketching a character right now, and they were just going fucking nuts.
It was awful. But
Like, holy shit, did you see the curvature that he just put
Louis-
on that girl's tit? Woo!
Louis, I did tweet you this skin. I was asked what my favorite champion
That
was.
took all of 5
and
minutes.
I don't think this woman has ever been asked for a skin card and seen a more puzzled look when she said, "Who's your favorite champion?" She goes, "Who's your favorite champion?" I was just like,
I
It's
don't
like,
play
yeah.
your queer ball game.
I don't be
I think
playing.
It would have been funnier if you said that instead of.
I don't be playing no League of Legends. Just give me a fucking skin card.
I'm still working on an 8-bit.
I'm still working on Dota 1. Fucking
Which is kind of
anyways,
funny because Billy is wearing a Pitfall t-shirt.
which isn't even 8-bit.
No,
What is
it's
that?
not.
2-bit?
Pitfall?
No, like the original.
Single bit.
Single bit.
This one, please.
But there was a really what was the name? I don't think we got a business card from him, but there was a lot of retro booths that were
definitely.
selling used N64. There was that one booth that had like a massive stock of NES, Super NES, and you even had like old Ataris and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
right.
that
They're here in
Yeah.
Austin. Unfortunately,
We'll have to find him out.
oh yeah, that one guy with the orange hair. He was like, yeah, we're right.
I
there.
thought it was
No,
blue.
that was a chick.
I thought it was blue. Ouch.
Was that a chick?
that
I
was
don't
a
know.
dude.
Wait, behind the counter? That was a dude.
That was a dude.
All right, I'm sorry if you hear this. You're not a
That's
chick.
cool. That's cool.
That was really
It
cool.
was
I think-
very
You did have a
androgynous.
cool-
Dude,
your
it was
cool
super
mohawk
androgynous.
deal.
On that
Hey,
though,
no,
I
hey,
did
hey,
see a couple of.
he was looking androgynous, so it's fair.
Very,
to-
dude. If you're gonna
That's
dress
what- that's-
androgynous, then you're gonna get assumed to be androgynous.
Sometimes I get
alright?
mistaken with my lovely flowing locks.
He's got long hair. He might get mistaken for a girl.
Yeah, it's acceptable. Ma'am?
If you're,
And then they walk away. It's just like, you were going to say something. I totally understand you being embarrassed. I think it's hilarious.
if you're gonna dye your hair bright orange or pink, you gotta be accepting of
Yeah.
getting called a girl sometimes. It's just
Yeah.
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's not even that I'm trying to be unsensitive right now. It's
Yeah.
just I'm sorry.
I just am unsensitive.
It fucking happens sometimes. Anyways, that was a
Yeah.
cool booth. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, it
and
was.
apparently they're right here in
Austin.
Austin. I don't know.
Austin.
I didn't-
Yeah,
I know
Austin,
nothing
Texas.
about the
I
Boston
didn't see-
boroughs, but
I didn't see one NES console, but they had plenty of Duck Hunter guns.
no, I did see. No, they're
Did you
playing
see-
Battletoads and
No,
Zelda.
no. At that
at the
retro
actual-
thing.
That was
Oh,
a-
yeah, yeah.
That was a free
At the
play
booth,
place.
yeah.
Those two kids were in for it at the.
Oh, yeah,
We should
I
bring
got
that.
a
We should
picture
bring that
of
up
it.
real
so
quick.
we get into it's just like a free to play room. They have like NES, Atari, Super NES. They even had a
I think
fucking
they had a
Jaguar.
Commodore.
What was it? Were you
They
like
had a
able to like
Jaguar.
rent games off of there?
Yeah,
and just go
you-
Yeah,
play
they
it?
had like a checkout thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we even saw the fucking Jaguar there. Like,
Yeah.
But you go up there, you just rented a game, and there's these two kids. Clearly, one of them looked like he was probably 11 or 12, and the other one was probably around that age. And all I could
AKA
think is-
did not play Battletoads when it was out in
Yeah, didn't-
1988.
I was like
Yeah.
4 or 5 years younger than you when I was playing this game and getting frustrated, and it just happened to be the jet bike level or turbo bike.
All right, so you get
Turbo
level
tunnels,
1,
right?
then you get level 2 where you're going down the little tunnel,
Yeah.
and then you get level 3, jet bikes with a whole bunch of
No,
walls.
level 3 is end of game. You don't make it past there. That's game over, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just get there, and we're just sitting there, just like
We're all standing behind him, just like, all right, this is
here it
the end
here it
of your game.
Here it is. Hate your life now. It was great.
Yeah, they had no.
Yeah, they're
idea
like, what do
we're
you
talking
mean? And then they
about.
just started dying, and it
They're
was
just like,
yeah.
yeah, okay, old dudes, creepers, and we're just like, dude, just wait. You're gonna fucking
Yeah.
hate your life.
And I totally forgot that once one of you hit the wall,
You both
It
went
was
back.
game
you were
over.
both done.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
started
Yeah.
from scratch.
Dude, this was back when games were unforgiving.
Yeah.
No, like
wasn't-
today, they expect you like, oh, hey, you messed up, we're gonna get you through this.
No, what's-
Back then it was like, you messed up, start over.
You know, these days we demand content. We say you need to provide DLC because I will quit your game. Back then they just said,
Try and get to level
"You're
4.
fucked."
Yeah, they're just saying, you'll never make it
Yeah,
through this
it-
game, so don't
yeah,
fucking
it-
worry about it.
Good
It's
luck
called-
in seeing all of our content.
It's called Nintendo Hard for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like, no, seriously, you got 3 guys left. Good luck.
The other game we saw in there was Zelda, the second one. The second gold cartridge on the NES, and it was an absolute amazing game. They were playing the first boss.
Wasn't it just fucking Mario?
No, dude, not even close.
It looked just
No,
like
it's
fucking
not, dude. You should go back and
down
play
into
through
the
it.
gray dungeon on a little double bar orange piece that took him down.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked at it real quick and I was like, Mario?
No, you need to get back
That's a
and play that
giant green Mario.
right.
It must be
Giant-
Luigi.
No, the way you look at Mario is like, this is a basic platform and you're going to jump on people's domes. That game was nothing like that. If you jumped on somebody's dome, you were getting hurt. Unless you had downward thrust, in which case you were going to jump off
So if
somebody's
you're
dome. and
going
crush them.
down on domes, you need thrust.
You need thrust on domes. Sometimes you just got to really thrust on those
We have
domes.
that
All right,
on-
anyways, moving on from the
moving
on.
game.
Yeah, that on
But
record now.
so what I think, well, besides meeting Cliffy B and Randy Pitchford, which was pretty much, I had the shakes after.
I think that, I mean,
aside from that,
literally before going to PAX, we talked about we want to meet Cliffy and we want to meet Randy
yeah,
Pitchford.
we were creeping hard.
And that was about it. That's all
Yeah.
we said we wanted
it was just,
to do.
It
and
was
we
just
did it.
super creepy, super creepy. So, well, not really. It was just,
It was
just
actually
just
love.
our true feelings.
Yeah, it was also
But-
fate.
Yeah, this is clearly meant to happen. You're right. You're right. The force rules all. So, but we got to
Triforce.
try out the Stinky Footboard.
Oh yeah.
This thing fucking rules. If you
Also,
don't know what it is, I feel bad for you. This thing is amazing. Like
You can go on and check out our.
Yeah, we have a video up on YouTube, so I don't need to explain it. And if you're not going to check out YouTube, I'm holding up my middle fingers right now at you.
If you don't care what
Well, I'm
the,
holding it
what the
at
stinky
people
board
like
is, then
Holmes,
go,
but
don't go look.
I'm
I'm representative.
yeah, he's
I'm
representative
representing
of our community of people listening, and I'm flipping them off. Like, just fucking go. It's way easier than me explaining it. But we also got to win one. We will be doing a review. I'm excited. It's awesome. No, seriously, this thing is fucking sweet. I think you tried it.
I didn't play. No, I think it was just
No,
you.
you're
God,
the only one
dude.
that tried it.
I mean, I
my
know how
God.
it works.
We
but-
played with
yeah.
it a little bit, but wasn't hooked up to anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Well, you get a
They-
feel for it.
Well, they said they
'cause-
ran this thing over with SUVs multiple times, and they were still
Oh, they-
functioning perfectly.
they
so
had a-
we were like, all right, let's
Like-
jump on this thing.
Which
they
is
had
great
a demo
because-
video going in the background of the cart. Like it just ran over,
Oh,
and
was
the guy just picks it up, brushes it off, and plugs it in. It's like, yeah, it still works.
Yeah, but what's great though is like, yeah, we ran over the SUV to test. Like, people are like, oh, that's got to be excessive. Have you seen me play video games? That thing is
yeah.
getting stomped on to the point where I'm gonna question whether or not I broke it. And be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
But then that's
Like-
a good thing is that they sell it, and it automatically comes assembled and comes with replacement springs.
Well, they're not replacement springs. Actually, they have
Different,
Like, essentially, they have
yeah.
like
Oh, there are different
yeah,
adjustments.
they have like hard, medium, and soft. Essentially, like
Okay.
So you
Depending
can,
on pressures.
Yeah. depending on if you have like really like, depending on how much mass you've been cultivating.
Right.
Yeah. Or just how reactive you are. Like I'm wicked reactive, so I just go. Ah!
Yeah. So you want like really, really super crazy hard springs.
Right, because otherwise.
Because you like crazy hard things.
So yeah.
But yeah,
Like,
basically, if
they
you don't check out
were-
the video, it's basically a 4. Picture north, south, east, west
It's a rectangle.
for your foot. For a
Yeah.
pedal, basically, and you can assign each of those 4 directions a different
then-
mody key. So it can either be like
But
on
that's-
Dougie's, it was a run key because
Yeah,
he was just holding forward and
forward was your sprint button, back was your grenades, left was prone, right was crouch, and they like what I think is great though is the shift, control, alt modifiers.
exactly like if you're playing WoW and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do Shift T for this. You basically press your foot down and then you press T. It's zero
No,
thought.
no, it would be like you'd hold Alt and up would be a different button then.
Yeah,
Or that.
Yeah,
Either-
that's
I mean,
how
I
it-
guess if you set your up button to T, what's that guy said he did? He's like, I used to have forward as my charge on my warrior on WoW, and then back was knockdown.
Yeah.
So it's like forward, charge, back, knockdown. And then the guy was just fucked, and it was like, all right, that makes sense.
right. But it's all just like binding it to a key.
Yeah.
Is essentially, what you're doing. That's like if you leave the C key bound, when you press C, you'll still crouch. That's all. So whatever the grenade throw button is, I could still press that button,
Right.
or I could. Just
Or you could easy
tap
do it
back.
from your back.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
just
the
tap
heel
back.
of your
So
foot.
I think it was fucking sweet.
And
I'm
once again, we
fucking
got one,
pumped.
which was just from following on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, you still
The
giving this
Twitter
away?
machine
And they're
is
like, yeah.
alive.
Or,
Yeah.
or no,
I think
what
they-
the fuck did they say?
I
No, they
think
said, they said, oh, are you following us on Twitter? And we're like, yeah, but we were up in a conference. And they're like, oh, what did it say?
Like, oh, well, what did it say to say? And it was just like, so I just screamed, I love Stinky Board.
And then they gave us one.
Actually, I think I just yelled, I love
I think that went a long way because we're the only ones that actually saw the Twitter.
Dude, which is weird. I mean,
that
honestly,
is
that's
weird.
weird. Like, it was literally 3 hours later that we
And
got
it's
this thing
not
because
like-
nobody had said, I love Stinky Board
It's
yet.
not like nobody was at their booth.
No,
they
it's
were
busy.
pretty busy.
It's busy when we were
Yeah,
there.
They actually had a guy with a legitimate microphone interviewing him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, I'm glad we didn't take those and stick them.
But
in
anyways,
your
how did this
face.
thing work? It was $89.99 for the
Yeah, if you
the
went on the
Kickstarter price,
Kickstarter,
which is
the
only
Kickstarter
for right
price, which
now.
is like $90,
Yeah.
and it was going to be like retail at
110 or
like
something.
that.
Yeah, so
it's like
$100 or
Which
so,
isn't-
but it's a cool fucking piece of machinery.
Yeah, it's not
you know?
bad.
I'm going
for
to spend
something that's
$100
pretty
on a
much-
peripheral. It's a great one to
Yeah,
spend it on.
and I mean you'll be able to use it forever. They're running over with fucking SUVs, son.
Again, though, I do stomp on.
All right.
I do hurt my equipment as much.
You
as
also
possible.
don't weigh like
I take
2.5
my-
tons.
You'll have
but
to
all right.
you'll have to check the warranty card out.
I doubt they have a warranty on
For
one that they
something that's
gave
good.
away, but hopefully they do because lifetime warranty.
Another note that's kind of like the advancement of gaming is Gunnar Optiks. I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude, that was cool. I mean, I wish I could afford a pair, but
not even for the fact that you're gaming. That for pretty much everybody in this room that sits in front of a computer all day. It sounds like it'll like alleviate the strain on your eyes from looking at a computer all day.
which is awesome.
Which supposedly, well, I don't know about supposedly. I say supposedly if I have some scientific evidence to back this up, but essentially, the strain on your eyes puts a strain on your brain.
Yeah.
So that's why you go home and you're just like mentally exhausted, and then the kids are
with a
screaming at you, just
headache
like, I will
and-
smack you. So
And then you
I
end
mean-
up beating your kids. And
yeah, they do have prescription ones, which I thought was pretty cool. But
Except they're $300 bones. I
Yeah.
wanted the pair pretty bad, and they're
I
like,
think-
"But if you don't want if you want a non-subscription pair, $50
$50.
You could walk home with one right now." It's like that's ridiculous. I
yeah, but
would,
you gotta
I wouldn't be able to
think
see.
that they have to custom make that lens
Yeah.
probably
I
for your
guess,
prescription.
Still,
yeah. Yeah, it did seem pretty awesome. Oh, I'm yawning like a fucking nub.
how did it work? It was like usually, what was it? Humans are best at seeing things 10 to 15 feet away.
But since you're at your computer, you're usually
Alright,
like a foot
so
away
what it
from
does
the
is it
screen.
magnifies it slightly or something, so that focuses it slightly, so that you're not feeling like you're
Eliminates
looking.
blue.
Yeah, and it eliminates the blue light, so you're not just constantly taking in that extra.
It was,
So they have a yellowish hue.
it was
but I mean,
different.
It was neat, dude. I mean, it was definitely neat.
Definitely.
It's a good idea. This is the future. I mean, really, like, who else is fucking with, like, we're humans, and we've been evolving forever, but only over the past, like, 20 years have we been looking at computer screens. Nobody's fucking dealing with that, apparently, except for this company that's like, we're going to take the strain off your eyes, because
Well,
doing
clearly,
it all the time.
there was a really pissed off dude getting his PhD somewhere that just says, "Dude, my eyes hurt all the time after ridiculous amounts of gaming sessions, and I'm really smart.
I'm going to figure this shit out."
Yeah.
And he did.
So
and it's,
fuck y'all. Go buy my shit, and I'm gonna make money." It's like fucking right, bro.
so what are these things called? Go check them out.
Gunnar Optics. It's
Gunnars.
GUNNAR Optics.
Gunnar.
AOP or APTIKS.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Yeah, those are pretty cool people.
Once again, you can get them in prescription, which is sick.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you look at a computer all day, it's probably worth it to
and
get
it's
a
not
decent pair of
and
glasses.
it's not just like a standard pair. They had a whole variety
Yeah.
of frames
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah,
So
anything you
It
want.
was just like any other eyeglass thing that you do.
the only thing
I want these
the only thing I
lenses.
didn't like about them was like the yellow tinge.
Yeah.
But
Which,
I
yeah,
think
for
that-
everyday
but-
life would
but
suck,
that's-
but the reason was to block out the blue light.
Right,
or
it was to
whatever on
cancel it. So
monitors.
if you're legitimately like staring, so essentially, I guess it would be if you're using them at work, you would take them off when leaving your desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
They
think you
would
could
just
walk
be
around.
they would be like
with them.
essentially
It's
an
only about 10.
accessory
Yeah.
that you'd have on your desk. Get in,
Well, I
plug
don't-
in my 2 USBs, my VGA, my headphones, and then my power. Put on glasses. That would be my startup routine. I don't turn off the monitors. Fuck that. I ain't got time to turn the monitors back on.
Ain't got time for that.
I had two. I had to give one away. I did have 3 extra monitors. Now I only have 2 extra ones with laptop screen.
Wow.
I was upset, dude. It was great to run queries on. So fuck you. It's fucking sweet.
It was the ultimate fact checker machine.
It wasn't a fact checker. I just ran botched SQL queries on it all the time.
Let's talk about fucking rental games, whatever the fuck it was called. Anybody got a name?
Link to games.
Links to games. Apparently, amazing idea.
It is.
Go check out their YouTube video
genius.
because it's pretty hilarious.
So-
it's like cheesy in just the right way, like B movie cheesy. That's clearly being a B movie.
And
Like
I
that,
think
it was great.
I think if this takes off, it's really gonna stick at the GameStop,
Which is awesome.
which is awesome because
Sort of.
Alright.
anybody knows that
But
if you're a
go-
generation out of a video game, you bought it for you can literally buy it for $30, walk out the door, come back the next day, give it back, and it's only $5.
I think GameStop can do it because there's no competition against it.
Exactly.
So it's not to fuck over GameStop necessarily. It's to compete with.
I think it's to circumvent. To be honest, I think they're just fucking sick of it.
No, I don't even know if those guys necessarily. I think they just had the idea.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they necessarily were gamers, but the idea is essentially that, look, rather than going through the motion of buying it, getting a portion of your money back, you're essentially paying 33%, but you have to return it within a certain amount of time. Now it's
Give an example. Like, let's say Halo 4 came out in a month or something like that.
Yeah.
2 people decide they want it. One person wants to rent it because they don't think they're going to play it for months and months, and one person wants to buy it. The person who wants to rent it pays $20. They get that game for 3 weeks.
Yep.
The person who wants to buy it then gets to keep it.
After 3 weeks.
Yeah, the person who rents it sends it to the person who buys it, and if you don't send it, you get charged the full amount for the game. And then the person who buys it only pays $40.
Yeah.
So basically, the person who buys it is only ever paying $40 for a game. For a brand new $60 game. It's an absolute phenomenal. The only thing you're missing out on is you're not going to get the game the day that it comes out. Yeah. But guess what? You're going to get it 3 weeks after for $40. Yeah.
3 weeks after a GameStop, you're dropping at least $50 to $55.
$55 probably.
With the power of rewards, you'll be paying about $50.
Yeah, you're going to spend $50 on a used game. That's newish. Like at GameStop, anywhere really, you're gonna get a used game. But this is just amazing. You rent the game for $20 for 3 weeks, which on its own is an amazing rental fee per day.
Yeah, I mean, considering
I'm not even gonna do it.
2 days.
I think it's like $1.20
at most places are gonna charge you like $50.
Yeah,
exactly. Like you might as well just not return the game and paid full price.
It's like it's basically like paying like $1.10 a day to rent it, which is nothing, and then the person gets to buy it for $40. It's just fucking crazy. It's such a great deal. We talked to them, and they got the idea from what was it, a clothing company?
I think so. Yeah.
A fucking person that had a whole bunch of clothes in their closet, and they're like, "Why am I buying clothes? I just have all these clothes in my closet that I don't wear.
I just want to wear them to like 1 or 2 parties."
Yes. So basically, this person invented this same idea, and then they were like, "Oh, hey, that would work for video games too."
And it does work well. And we actually. When we're talking to him, the second I heard about it, I said the first question that popped in my head is online codes. If I buy a game, most of them these days are starting to require the
specifically
online code.
Specifically from EA, right?
Well, EA has been doing it. Ubisoft has started doing it. I don't know about on everything, but I know Assassin's Creed had one. The makers of Homefront, 2K, I believe. I do believe.
THQ was Homefront.
Yeah, and I believe 2K is doing it as well. I do believe.
Wow,
NBA
it's really
2K12,
starting to rack up.
So
this is like
because they're not making any money after the initial sale.
Exactly, and they want to make some buck off that used game as well.
So it's like okay, so essentially what it is that the person that buys it only has the right to basically insert that disc into the tray and play from that. Any access that he has by doing so, he gets. The owner or the eventual owner will actually have access to any codes that are inside of there. Any it's like for Call of Duty there was the Nuketown 2025. Any online passes is owned by that person. So if the person that wants to do it for 3 weeks, they got to pay $30 essentially, and they can get 3 weeks of multiplayer. If they have to have an online code for multiplayer. Or any of the DLC, they just have to pay. They just have to shell that out.
Yeah, the renter just has to pay their own $10
online code.
Yeah, online code to be able to play online, and then the second owner, the real owner, will actually get to use the actual code. But that's just great. They already figured that out.
I'm guessing I think they mentioned a social platform of sorts. I don't know how in depth it will be, or how necessary it is. But I can definitely see an eBay style rating system coming into where it's like, don't ever go in with this dude. He always uses the online code, and I always have a problem. Like, you'll start seeing those because people will be like, this dude's a douche and used my codes and took my DLC.
Yeah, he always mails late.
Yeah, and I
always get matched up with this dude, and he never ends up sending the game to me. He always decides to keep it, so I just wait.
I doubt it'll be every time, but you'll do it once, and you'll just leave a review like, got game late, got game, clear, I see the ship date on the fucking envelope. It clearly states that he sent it out like a week and a half late. And then he took the online passcode and he took the DLC. I think Lynx is planning on absorbing that cost if it happens. But you're still going to leave that review, and then people, if they get matched up, they're just going to be like, oh, fuck this guy. I'll find somebody else.
I think that was the other cool thing about them is that they were like that guy. What was it? Zool. He was very upfront about what they're taking for profit.
Yeah.
And
I asked because I asked him. I'm like, okay,
comparison.
wait, how are you making money off this?
Besides advertising on the website,
if they're paying $60 for the game and the game costs $60, and it was basically because
and it's
they're buying
just because
them
they're getting it at price.
the same exact way GameStop makes money on a new game.
Yeah, exactly.
They're able to buy it at the same cost. They get it, and then they turn around and sell it for the same price.
It's just they're everything that we love about GameStop. Except for the whole used part.
Except for the whole not GameStop.
And I honestly think the biggest pull to this is that there's no subscription fee. You don't have to commit to doing this all the time. If you just want one game, you just fucking go and order a game, and then that's it. You don't have to pay a monthly subscription fee.
And I bet you that will probably open up for a whole like huge used game thing for something that's like a couple years old. Like, hey, I found a copy of New Vegas. Who wants $20 or who's willing to give me $20 for it?
Yeah,
I think they said they wanted to move on to even like movies and stuff too. Didn't they? They said they wanted to move on to other media platforms, but this is just
figure that out.
Yeah. That's a whole nother union beast right there.
Yeah,
so that'll be
definitely.
Tough. But, I did also mention to him about hopefully they're able to do something like this is essentially with PC software, which is essentially you have to buy it and use this code. Mm-hmm. But why haven't companies already started doing that? Why hasn't a company ever come along and said, you pay for, like, you're going to pay per day that you play this or day that this code is active.
Yeah.
And if you've had it for 60 days, so like $1 a day. Once you activate this, you have $1 a day, and you're able to return it or gift this code to somebody, and they will pay on their Steam account or their Origin account or whatever.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Your idea that...
I don't have access to the game anymore, so it's not like I'm giving it to somebody and they get to play for free. Like in the old days, when it was all single-player local, like there was no multiplayer or anything. Right. So
remember, like, and this is completely out of date, but remember StarCraft?
Yeah.
Okay. We all had a pirated copy of StarCraft. I had a pirated copy, and I pirated everybody a copy, including Brood War. So basically, what like Zool told us, the reason that they haven't done anything like this is that it's a sticky situation, trying to like share games with friends.
Once you put that content on your computer, there is somebody out there that already knows how to hack it.
Yeah.
And get it all right. Then there's like the links to gameshacks.com where you just go on there like, okay, I got this. Now I got the code. Now I just run this program. I hack it, and then I just give it to the next guy.
And they weren't even saying that they didn't want to do that. They were just saying they needed to figure it out because it's just a lot more sketchy than the physical forms of discs that you're going to buy for consoles.
Which is brutal.
But overall, it's like a great idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
I'm pretty excited
to start taking part because
yeah.
I mean, I don't really ever need a game the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I feel like Call of Duty is a great example of that. You find somebody that wants to play through the campaign, and then there's people like me that'll just
Warfare 4 comes out.
Yeah. And then there's just people like me that'll like, okay, I'll be the second receiver. I'll pay $40 to play multiplayer for the next year until the next game comes out.
I mean, unless you're trying to play the game with me and I get it new, because after 3 days I'm done.
Yeah. They wouldn't match you up.
But big shout out to them because they're doing something awesome, and that's like something that's really going to help out the gaming community.
Yeah.
I thought those are pretty cool guys.
It's literally saving every gamer money. Mm-hmm. Literally every gamer. If you like to buy used games, you're saving money. If you like to buy new games,
and it's not even to not GameStop. Like obviously, GameStop has this whole corporate thing that they need to cover. They just have figured out a way to do it smarter and cheaper for their customers.
I'm sure there's still times though where you can go buy a used game cheaper at GameStop though, because if you still have
definitely.
Like 2 years down the road, if you want to play this game and you got to go through.
I wonder how that works actually.
You know what I mean? Like
we really only talked about new games,
right? So like, does their new value of this game drop as the used to keep up with the used price at GameStop?
Wow, why didn't we ask about that? We literally only thought of it. We only thought about new games. We're like, oh, a new game comes out. Shit, how do you buy it? But maybe that's the only way they deal because he didn't mention anything else. I don't know.
Unless that's a plan to come later, like Tommy was saying. It's like, dude, so I found a copy of freaking
Red Faction
Gears
2.
3. I found a copy of Gears 2. Does anybody want it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, I'll give you $5 for that. Dang,
and that
send
would
it on
be
over.
like That could be like you get on there and be like, dude, $10 or
And that's the biggest
best
thing.
offer.
That's the biggest thing. You could just go find out the trade-in value
Yeah.
for this game at GameStop, and then just say, "Oh, I could trade it in at $3 with a 50% boost
Dude,
from
it's a
trading in towards."
joke.
It's like, all right, I'll go ahead and throw it up there, like
Yeah.
$5.
Dude, the reason this appeals to me so much is I literally traded in Modern Warfare 3, which was the Call of Duty that everybody was playing
yeah,
right when Black Ops
it
2
was
came
after
out.
though. That was a problem.
Right after. But I'm just saying, like, people were moving to Black Ops 2, but it was just like, okay, this is the last game. All right, so it should still be worth some money. They gave me like $6 for it. And then they probably sold it back for $45.
If they've even sold it yet, though.
Yeah, if-
with Black Ops 2
Yeah.
being out, there's a good chance that they.
Oh,
didn't
no,
sell
yeah,
it
yeah.
back.
I
I'm
agree. I'm
pretty
just
sure
saying, but
that's
if they do, though, they're going to get $45 for it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't give that to you. They're just
What was
making
that? I'm getting some notes here from P. Billy Combs.
I
next.
think he's saying move it on.
Alright.
Next topic. You're just gonna roll me out.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one because our producer's pissed, apparently.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what-
got this
what
look
it
on
is.
his face like
He wants
he's
to go to
about
bed, I'm pretty
seriously-
sure, so he's just like,
Alright,
seriously,
alright,
blow
alright,
a load in his own face.
Well, let's talk about our new Aussie friend.
Yeah. Aussie friend? Our new
Aussie friend.
Aussie friend.
Aussie friend
Aussie.
Grant.
Yeah.
It was Grant,
Aussie.
right?
Yeah,
Grant.
not Aussie. Because that's the dude who
Aussie.
you can't understand and is really not very
Yeah, even
talented.
better because we actually talked about Ozzy with somebody else later on in the
Awesome.
day.
Yeah, Fractured Soul.
Fractured Soul.
Singular.
Fractured Soul.
I just couldn't remember if it was...
Which is
Plural.
a great game name, and his whole story of how he got marked down for.
Yeah.
He got marked down because the chick was like, "Oh, it's great gameplay, but I was expecting more because of the name."
Yeah.
So
I
I
was
was going to
expecting
give
more
you a
of a story
9,
because
but
of
now I'm going to give you a 6.
Yeah, not expecting more.
Fuck you.
Expecting more of a story.
She gave a 9 to the mechanics or something like that, to the actual gameplay. It's like, well, because the name is Fractured Soul, I was expecting much more of a story, so the total is 6. How the fuck do you do that? The name of your book is A Sweet Night of Romance with My Dear Love, but it was actually this great crime thriller. So because I was expecting it to be a romance novel, and it was this amazing book, the name just fucks it. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Nah, it makes
like-
no sense.
But
Like, you can shit on the name.
You
and
can't
just be
shit-
like,
you can't
okay,
shit-
I was expecting more from it just based
Yeah.
on the name, but I'm still not going to take anything off.
Once again, you can't shit on something for what you were expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take it for what it's worth and then judge it on that.
Yeah, which is why Gears of War Judgment is still terrible.
Right.
Because outside of it being a bad Gears game, it's still just a bad game overall.
that was the greatest answer. Backtracking a little bit.
Oh, that's great.
How do I get my money back for Gears of War Judgment? Cliffy B's answer: not my problem.
not my problem anymore.
He goes, I okayed a few of those changes. They were kind of experimental.
Very experimental. I was like, all right, but not my problem anymore.
And we were just like, all right.
And that was literally like eyes wide open, hands at his side. Not my problem.
Yeah. Like, all right, dude.
I would love to be retired at his age.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so amazing.
But anyways, Fractured Soul.
Yeah,
Let's talk about
It's
it. It's
a,
actually a very fun game.
It's a side scroller.
definitely check it out. They've got some videos. Side scroller,
And
with
it's out
essentially 2
for
screens.
DS right
It's
now,
on
apparently?
Nintendo 3DS.
3DS.
But it's currently on Steam Greenlight. So if you know what that is,
Or no. He needs votes.
right?
He
Oh,
needs
he needs
votes
votes
to get
for
on
Steam
greenlighted.
Steam
Greenlight.
Greenlight to be
Yeah.
greenlighted to be on Steam.
Yeah.
So if you're
The
one of like
Greenlight
our
is
10
the
listeners,
process you
go
go through,
fucking
so.
vote
Please
for
go
Fractured
Greenlight
Soul.
'em.
It's an
Yeah,
absolute...
if you
they're
don't
good
know
people.
if you don't know how to do it, go find out how to do it. Create a free Steam account, download Steam, and vote for it. It's very easy.
There are gamers and developers out there that legit that's how they make a living. So that's a big part if you can get greenlit on Steam.
Yeah, I mean, Steam is like probably the largest PC platform,
Yeah.
hands down.
But anyways,
Honestly,
you're looking
it's
at
gonna get bigger.
You're looking at a side scroller. The levels we played through were just basically basic platform stuff, but you'll have like a top and a bottom, and it's basically fractured right through the middle. What's that?
And it was
their name?
It was on the control. It's using the Xbox controller for that. You're using
essentially,
one
it
of
was
the.
it was shoot, jump, double jump, and switch screens.
Yeah.
So like you'd switch to the top or the bottom, and on the bottom screen there'd be either a way to platform over, or on the top screen there'd be a way to platform over, and you'd be fucked on the top or the bottom screen, and you have to switch.
Yeah.
And you had like a
That's
Yeah,
basically
it's seriously, it is when you can get through about a section where shit is happening constantly. even
You
if
feel
it's just
accomplished.
you have accomplished something, and you have this sense of I actually did this.
I never felt that accomplishment.
Yeah.
You sucked at
You
it.
failed hard. But there's that period where I was jumping platforms and having to do double jumps over, switching screens at the platform to get over the thing, and I just like did it in one jump. I just like going out on a high note.
just
Like it
felt
was
great.
great. Yeah, it felt awesome.
But anyway, so those were the levels that we played. But apparently, the game progresses a lot in just basically
There was like
the
a-
mechanics of the game.
There was like a Galaga looking thing.
Where you went left to
Oh, yeah.
right instead of up and down to like avoid bullets and hit the
it
enemies
looked
on either
like a
screen.
lot like Galaga or Centipede or something almost, where you're just like a ship flying around shooting shit. There was that, and then there was also they just changed shit around in the platforming aspect. Like one of the levels on the top was like upside down.
Yeah.
So like when you jumped up, you were actually hanging upside down, and all the enemies were upside down. But then when you went back to the bottom, you were fine. Or like, or he said like the top level would be water. So when you jumped, it would be slower, but you also couldn't breathe or something like that. But then you'd have to like use that same jump to switch down to the bottom and move faster or whatever.
Yeah.
But like there was just mechanics in each of the top screens. He said change that would make the game. It would just basically change the game mechanics for your platforming, which it just it sounded like it got more challenging as you went. It was just an absolute, and we played it. It was a fun ass game, dude.
It was
so
NES
much
hard.
fun. Yeah, NES hard, exactly.
It's like they don't need to sit there and just like how many levels can you actually do? There's a bunch of like little different things you could put in there to tweak, but it's gonna take you so long to get there. Like
I think the funnier part of that was waiting the 10 minutes while we waited for the 12-year-old in front of us to get finished, because we're all standing behind him being like, just put the fucking controller down. You're not gonna do
My
it.
first question to the guy was, how frustrating is it when you're just sitting there watching somebody fail hard and you're just like, just fucking switch screens? Like,
And you're just watching him fail over and over. And then he puts the kid basically put down the controller and rage quit on him like, all right, I'm out. He didn't even say anything. He just fucking left. It was like, okay, dude.
I watched the YouTube video and he explained a little, there's a rhythm to each of the levels. So if you, like, once you've played through it like a couple times, it's definitely one of those games you want to go back and play because you have a rhythm, and that's where that sense of accomplishment comes in. Sort of like with, I guess,
even like Super
Guitar
Mario.
Hero. You get through it once, you're like, yes, now I'm going to get 5 stars, and you keep working towards it. But once you do it once, there's that accomplishment. Now go back.
I was
going to
say, it's like Super Mario when you're running and you're holding the run button. You're in the zone. You're just hitting things. That's kind of how this game was. You just get in the zone. You're just moving through the level seamlessly. Just felt great.
It was great. But the kid just sits there, and then he's like, okay, he looks at both screens to figure out where he needs to go, switches screens, falls, and dies. And I was just like, dude, like, just jump to the next platform. If there isn't a platform there, you're changing screens. That was the best part about it that I started to figure out at the end. It's like, if there's nothing there,
switch.
Just switch or jump and switch. Like, jumping and switching will never get you fucked. So, because you can always do a second double jump, but that was...
He sounded like he had a rough go getting this shit through, too. What is it, 8 years in development so far?
Yeah,
and it was because he kept getting it like, okay, it's going to go, and then like a producer would back out.
Or,
and then,
or they're... Yeah,
or a
they'd have
publisher.
to, or they're working on it. It's like, to get cash, they'd go off for a couple years and develop something else. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we need money. I'm just going to go work to get back to work.
Yeah. But I mean, great game. I think it was fun.
Not to mention, that's a commitment. He uses 30-hour flight from Australia.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
Probably
commitment.
with a layover in American Samoa.
Yeah, probably.
That's a definite.
You know how much of a kick in the balls that would be? Yeah, let's see, I just pulled into Hawaii, and now I'm just pulling into LAX, and I still have 6 hours to Boston. Good fucking God.
Hey, you know what, though? He doesn't have to fucking drive, so he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, then afterwards, oh, dude, this guy was the fucking man. He was batshit crazy. It was awesome. Like, he was,
Well, no, he wasn't batshit crazy. He's Irish and he drinks.
He was
So-
like a million miles a minute.
Do we
and
have
that
his
was just
flyer?
Which is
dude,
fine,
you're
though.
nuts.
Dude,
Do we have
you
his
just-
flyer?
Dude,
Billy's got one of the cards.
I
but-
love just somebody who will shoot the shit with you, though, with such a positive attitude. There was nothing but positivity coming out of this guy about how great his life with, awesome shit that he saw, games he was developing, fun paintball shit. There was not a negative moment with this guy. He was also about 5 beers deep, I think, but
Yeah.
it was a
he
blast.
he was way more deep than we were.
It was fucking,
that was pretty awesome.
you can almost say, like, who's like the biggest paintball guy? Because I feel like that was his last name.
I think it was
Fuck,
like...
I wish I had his card.
Hang on just a second. It's in my bag.
Oh, Tommy's got.
Because I seriously almost recognized the name. I was like, that sounds familiar. Like, your name sounds familiar, dude. Like,
Yeah, but he was just full of energy.
Okay, here we go.
And I was like dead.
Greg Hastings paintball.
Greg Hastings. No, I think that was the guy. It was Greg Hastings, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Greg Hastings.
We're literally talking to Greg Hastings from Greg Hastings paintball.
Yeah, dude, we're famous because we just talk to famous people. That's a fact.
He's like, and we're like, hey, you should come on our podcast. He's like, hey, that works out great for me because guess what? I like to sell games, and you guys need content, don't you? And we're like, yes, we do. And he's like, all right, I'll call you.
I told him, like, if you're ever bored on a Friday and you want to be on a podcast, he goes, I'm never bored on a Friday. I'm Irish. I was like, all right, if you're ever really drunk on a Friday and want to be on a podcast, it's like, oh, all right.
That was his counter. It's like, more like you need to catch me Sunday morning when I'm still slow and hungover.
Yeah, dude, he was just like...
Great conversation. He talked about being in the Navy, riding around in fucking submarines, his submarine being decommissioned and put onto some beach somewhere, something.
Some lake in Washington.
He's like, you guys should go hug that shit because I rode on it for 6 years of my life. And it was like, dude, oh, you are the man, dude.
Yeah, he was just full of energy, dude. It was just like, it got me like all pumped up and I was like...
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was such a fun interview. Like, we walked from an interview, then we go and talk to that guy, and it was like, oh, next interview, and then we couldn't find anybody, really, and it was like, yeah. Right.
But, I mean, we ran into... Oh, fuck, what was her name? I'm looking for it. Bear with me.
What was it?
Unorganized.
I don't know what you're moving to.
Are you talking about the chick from Bleak?
No.
Let's not talk about Bleak today because we didn't get enough.
Yeah, we're gonna hit them up tomorrow.
Bleak, if you ever hear this, we'll talk about you tomorrow.
I think the game was Compulsion, right? Or no, the game was Contrast, which reminded us of Fractured Soul only in the sense of you're like
switching back and forth between like
3D and 2D instead of like up and down. But
right.
You essentially like the 2D platformer was the shadows of the walls. So like there's this part where this dude's like there's like a merry-go-round and it's casting the shadow
of like the horses on the wall.
And so he has to go into like to turn into the shadow essentially to move across.
And then he 2D side scroll platforms over the shadows across the wall.
And then he runs across the edge, but then as he jumps, it takes him out of it puts him back into 3D, and he's 3D platforming across the ledge. And then when he hits the other side, he's got a 2D back in, and it was just like, whoa, dude, this is fucking crazy. It's awesome.
And the graphics are just fucking crazy. I mean, we're seriously like, what engine does this run on? What was it? Was this
Unreal 3?
He's like Unreal. We're like, oh, and he's like, I guess I'm doing my job well then if you ask that.
Yeah.
It was like, yes, you are, because this looks fucking amazing, dude.
It looks sick.
And you're an indie developer.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is you see some of these guys, it's just like, you guys really must know what the fuck you're doing.
Exactly.
Which is awesome.
He said like one chick coded it, didn't he? He's like, yeah, we're coding it, and it was no big deal.
There was a few of them.
And then he's like, and then we decided to go a lot deeper with the story. So this chick's been working like 70-hour weeks.
One artist. They only had one artist.
The one artist.
All of the art.
The one artist is working like 70-hour weeks to fucking finish the shit. I mean, it's 70-hour days. But no, it looked like an amazing game. I was impressed for show.
Yeah, fact.
Show.
Yeah, we're hoping to play some of these games. We also spoke to take those. Those are Billy's cards. The guys from Thefty Jack.
Oh, fucking Ice Cream Zombie.
Yeah, zombie ice cream or whatever. But we're hoping to actually get
a demo tomorrow.
A demo or something like that.
A review pack. He actually said he'd probably if he wanted or we wanted, he would send us a code to download the game to review.
So we'll definitely be talking about. But
we'll figure it out.
Shout out to him. I was.
Do we want to tell everybody just what the game's about? Go check it out because it definitely. Anything with zombies fucking sounds cool, anyways.
Yeah, especially when there's ice cream involved. And I think you're eventually supposed to put hot blood sundaes on. So
basically, what happens is you're a first person ice cream truck driver, and you have
that's really a scientist.
That's really a scientist. And also you apparently had a hand in turning everybody into zombies.
Oh, is that what was
but now you're gonna go back and be the ice cream guy, which is fine. So you're a first person ice cream guy, and you got a whole bunch of zombies walking at your open ice cream truck, and what you're doing is throwing ice cream at them with different toppings on it, depending on what the zombies need. Right. Possibly eyeballs, possibly blood, intestines, whatever the fuck they had in there.
Maybe testicles.
Maybe testes. Apparently, once you hit level 25, you can throw cows at these zombies.
Yeah. That's right. When too many zombies got up to the truck, what are the moves? You can shake the truck to knock them all off.
Or what was it that you could just throw at them? Shit, there was something else. I completely forget now. I mean, it's just a quick conversation. We were drinking beers, so I mean,
there's nothing that you didn't see any of the game.
No,
right?
No, we did. We asked him. We're like,
not
"Is this going to be
excited,
open
but,
tomorrow?"
yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, come check it out."
Yeah,
But
I mean,
anyways, he said,
anybody that gave a shit or said they might give a shit, like we're definitely wanting it, and we'll do a legit demo essentially and get that word out there because some of the shit looked awesome.
fact.
So,
But apparently, the whole idea of this game is just to convert all the zombies back, and you're an ice cream driver.
yeah.
So it's
Ice cream driver. He's just
Ice
driving
cream.
around ice cream.
yeah,
I
it's
can
like
see him
it's
now
like a
just
big
like-
cone.
Yeah, just a cone, and you're just like riding the ice cream. Just hand arm up in the air, like
Just fist pumping.
yeah,
because
just
you're riding an
fist
ice cream
pumping.
cone. Fuck.
All I can think is a dude fist pumping, and then there's that music with the cat. The rainbow cat, and just like meow 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 meow, just like riding an ice cream cone, crushing, just like spearing zombies at the bottom of your sugar cone.
God.
Anyways, it sounded like a cool ass game. We'll have to check this shit out.
Definitely. So, hey, time check.
Time check.
11:15.
Yeah.
I know how to read time.
Wondering how long we've been casting.
Based on recording time. All right.
So
That actually works out that's why, because I'm like, all right, we pretty much talked about everybody.
This is basically everything that we really had a sit down talk
Yeah.
to / anything we had a real hands on gameplay experience with.
Oh, I just can't believe I just realized that was Greg Hastings. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. They kept saying it. I'm like, it's fucking Hastings. This is like the guy right here. And then like I come like, what the fuck is this guy's name?
paintball.
Yeah, Greg Hastings. He like made paintball what it is.
In general, what was weird was the fact that, I don't know if it's because we were media, but in general, everybody was really cool. I just go up to Randy Pitchford
Dude,
and Cliffy B, and they're
that's
just really cool.
Dude, I don't even think
In
that's
the-
just because we had media passes. I
in
think
the
it's just
after hours
everybody's nice.
section. That's the magic of alcohol.
Yeah. But here's another
That's
thing.
true.
Everybody throughout the day was just
Billy, you had made the point about essentially where video games are so popular that the people that are creating them are becoming more and more popular. You
But with
essentially
gamers.
achieve,
Hey.
with gamers, you achieve this celebrity status just because you created Gears of War, Jazz Jackrabbit.
mostly
It's
Borderlands,
most
fucking
of
whatever,
Borderlands and the Duke Nukem Forever,
We
which
should,
it's not your fault. But now how do you do that? Like,
It's because they weren't celebrities before, so it wasn't like they had this like weird air about them. So now they just have people coming up to them, talk to them, and they're just normal people. They're just shooting the shit with you. Like literally, some girls like to the one of the is he like the head of Gearbox? Randy
Yeah.
Pitchford? Is he the head of Gearbox?
he's
like
CEO, owner, and shut the fuck upist.
yeah, basically.
He can just tell everybody. He can just tell anybody that works for him, just like shut the fuck up.
But some like legit.
That's the only power. I would
after the conference or not conference, whatever, like the room, the panel.
Yeah, it was a dice review
Yeah.
of their dice speeches.
This chick just walks up and was like, "Oh, hey, what Borderlands 2 characters do you play?" And he like legit gave like a couple
knew
minute
them.
explanation about like
Like-
who he played, who he started with. Then he moved to this guy because he liked him. He didn't put enough time into Zero, who he thinks or who was apparently the fan favorite, which is who I play. And
And
it's a sniper, and you can't not play that. But
Yeah, but maybe it's because of the number of people that are playing it. Like Borderlands 2's probably sold 1 million copies. Probably not even.
dude, I don't know. I think it's a
But-
pretty fucking huge.
But
game.
even still, you have 10 million people playing, like still subscribed
Yeah.
to World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I feel like the people working there, most of the customer support probably doesn't even play the game. Like I feel like it's maybe because they're the actual developers and they're actually involved. I just don't have the feeling that if I talk to the CEO of Blizzard that he would be like, oh yeah, we totally fucked up.
Oh yeah, I play
Balancing
mage,
the
and then I played
warrior.
rogue,
Like,
but I don't play enough warrior. Like he's
just
not going to
be
talk
like,
shit with you.
oh
like that.
yeah, there's warriors and orcs and gnomes.
And he probably has nothing
Like,
to do with the game.
Maybe
he just
maybe.
owns Blizzard.
That's
I mean,
just
maybe
because it's so large. Now Gearbox is getting to that point, but the fact that you get to see that and someone's just like, dude, I just love your game, and
he like,
I just want
he's
to
like,
know,
oh great,
what's
I'm
your
so
favorite?
happy that you
Like,
love my game.
sweet.
I love my game too. This is how I played it. It's like, oh really? Like you're a normal dude. I'm not like talking to some CEO of a fucking company right now. Like,
Well,
no,
I
no,
am, but-
no,
yeah,
no,
no,
you
I
are. But like,
understand,
honestly, like,
It doesn't, they don't have that air,
Right, exactly. A lot of our interviews today, I was worried about because I was like, are these people going to think that they're like
Yeah, people
like
are gonna be
higher
looking
up
down
or
their
like
noses.
really high up business. Like, oh, I don't have time for you because you're like a small podcast.
You
or
would
like,
get that
but
if
like
you
Billy
went
said,
over to like Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed. They'd just be like,
Ubisoft or something.
who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
But like Billy said, like everybody was just so fucking nice, dude. It was crazy. Like, it's just not what you expect. Like
Yeah.
for a no name. Like
That's
I'm
what-
just literally a fan basically coming to you, and they're like,
That's how I opened. It's not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah.
In the least bit.
No.
I was expecting a lot of that. Go up to a booth. Who the fuck are you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh hey, well if you
Yeah,
want to
hey,
Well,
it's
the-
over
I'd
here.
like,
gotta
like,
also-
I'm not even gonna bother giving you the time of day.
You got to also think from like their point of view. Any media that comes up, you know that if you make a good impression with them, they're probably just going to turn around and spread the word however they will. And on the to-do list tomorrow, we should go back to Greg Hastings and get a picture because that'd be pretty cool.
And just say you're the fucking man because you're Greg
He-
Hastings, and we didn't
he-
realize it at the time because we've been drinking beers. But
Well, the guy
And we didn't give a shit at the time. You're
The guy
just
did
fucking
introduce
cool.
him as he gave us the card, but still it didn't really click.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking this.
And I
guy's
wasn't trying to be like awestruck by somebody who were shooting the shit about random video games with like it would have been worse for us
Yeah, we
if we were
started
like
talking to a
awestruck
couple
by
of, I think they were developers, and they're just like, no, that's the man, Greg Hastings. And it was just like, oh, hey, how's it going?
it. Yeah.
Like
And the guy just comes over and he's like, oh,
this
hey.
is Greg Hastings. You don't immediately think, yeah, Greg Hastings. You're just like,
right,
oh, hey,
exactly.
Yeah.
You're like,
Holy
hey, dude named Greg Hastings.
Yeah.
And then you get back after a while, and you're like, Greg Hastings, that sounds familiar. Google search, which you're not
Anyways.
going to do in the middle of just talking to the dude. Like,
Well,
shit.
dude, we did walk right past Randy Pitchford.
Later on,
we-
yeah.
I
Yeah,
dead
but we-
stopped and I was like, "Are you guys not going to say anything?"
we
and
did
he got
just
like,
talk to him. That would have been super creeper.
Yeah, it would.
If we're like, hey, we just talked to you. You want to take some more time
Dude,
to talk to us
remember me from 5 minutes ago?
Hi,
I have to
Randy.
autograph Randy.
Randy.
I love you, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
again? Also, yeah. I mean, if you're at wait, when are we posting this shit? Are we posting tonight?
Yeah,
Fuck
we're
yes.
gonna
All right, we're posting tonight or tomorrow. If you listen to this before PAX tomorrow, go stop by the Greg Hastings paintball shooting course and just fucking shoot some paintballs. That's
And
Yeah.
also look for me and Durs. We'll be chiving it on.
Yeah. And we put a bunch of pictures on Twitter, so you know what we look like. Come talk to us, because
Yeah.
if we have fans, trust me, we'll do a little tickling.
Yeah.
we don't even need fans.
Yeah.
If you just recognize us and you're like, hey, why don't we come
Like,
shoot the shit on your podcast?
you look familiar.
Do it.
Just
Just
like-
fucking tell us you want to shoot the shit on our
Yeah,
podcast.
just like, you look slightly familiar. That's all we need.
Yeah.
That feels good.
Any sort of recognition, I feel happy with. All right,
I feel like
Dude,
I
if
saw
you-
you somewhere
That would be like
30
the.
years ago.
that's enough.
Have you,
Yeah, you probably did. Cool.
have you seen the Freddie Mercury meme?
No.
It's just him it's at a concert and he's got his fist high and he's just like rocking out. That'd be the Freddie Mercury meme. It's like, hey, you kind of recognize me?
I do a jump freeze.
Yeah.
Definitely a jump freeze moment.
Dougie just freezes in midair for like 4 seconds after somebody recognizes him. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, how you doing that? I don't know. Get me down. I'm scared.
All right.
All right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow at PAX.
Yeah, day
We'll
2.
catch you tomorrow. Well, who knows what time tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, we're debating on what time to get there in the morning. But hey, have a good night. Hi, Randy.
Randy.